Turn it up.
Shouts to Erup, man. I remember back in the days when this song was tearing out. Is this the first song? Click Your Fingers was the first song, right?
Yeah, and then
And then he came, yes.
Run them
So
head.
them a gangster and gal run them head.
Yes.
Shouts to Erup.
What happened to him?
I'm gonna tell you guys this, right?
Yes.
When this song bust, it was tearing down Jamaica, and a friend of mine told me about this little artist from Harborview, and you know he got this song. And when I heard this song, I was like, oh, yo, the youth that way mash up dancehall and whatever. You know what I mean? I got this invitation to go have a conversation with him as it relates to management and, you know, steering his career, because he was a young artist at the time, you know what I mean?
Right.
I remember going over to Harborview, spending the day over there and, you know, talking to them and trying to, you know, let them know that, you know, Irish and Chin and blah, 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 and, you know, structure, and this was a nice, pleasant vibe, you know what I mean? Spent the day there. Some of his brethren them was there. One thing about Jamaican artists, you know, from them get a hot song, them have whole heap of brethren and follow them up and down the place.
Entourage.
Holy-
Instant
Yeah, so-
entourage.
Yeah, so there was a whole heap of
Yeah.
brethren them up there. In the long run, it just didn't work out. We had the meeting, and then he was like, they got back to me and was like, yo, DJ Sam just try figure it out himself, you know?
Okay.
And I was like, all right, cool, no love lost. But, you know, I guess he didn't figure it out.
So
Got that call, you know what I mean? Like, yo, big up yourself. Thanks for offering, you know. But and I was really interested because I'm like, yo, I would love to develop this artist.
So you were interested in like really trying to take it to
Yes,
that next
I don't
level.
know if this was before Vegas or after Vegas. I think it was before Vegas. I'm not sure, right? And I wanted to do something different than just, you know, because we was just doing the sound. Of course, at this time, I was stationed in Jamaica, you know, working out of the Jamaican office, right? And I'm like, all right, cool. You know, it would be nice, you know, to have an artist that you could, you know what I mean? And
develop.
and listen, the man did act like fire. Click
you
my
mean?
fingers. Nobody
Yeah.
don't know the man.
Today
He
is hot.
He just came out of nowhere. Nobody never know who he was. And, you know,
Right.
Harborview is not a place for artists.
Artists.
Yes.
You don't hear artists coming out of the Harborview. It's like, yo, let's do it. And, you know, damn. Artists say, yo, he's going to pass. You know,
He gonna
he'll figure it out. Like, yo, all right,
figure.
cool. And then I heard another hit. It's like, yes.
Gotta run them mad, yeah.
Y'all run them, and I take, yo, the artists, them. Because, you know, I cheer for everybody who's doing well. You doing well means the business is going to do well.
It's
yeah.
advancing
And
the
I
music
make
and
money
the
from the
culture.
business.
Right.
Right? So even if I don't like your ways, I've learned to separate contributions from business.
Right.
So may I cheer for him and I say, yes, yo, then you'll find a next one. And I'm saying, yo, any yo him find a number 3 in bingo, you know, him gone. Number three just never came.
Like-
but big him up, see him, one of those things, man.
Yeah,
It's the one that got away.
Would you find yourself investing?
Hell no.
Okay.
Hell no. I'm done with all this thing now, bro. Done with it. That was in the days that I wanted to be adventurous,
Oh,
right?
I thought you were trying to lose your sanity.
Yeah, those were the days. Done it. I've done Vegas for like 3 years. I did Etana for like a year and a half. I'm done.
You're done. Yeah. They could be-
Only management that I've have really enjoyed
Right.
was Mighty Crown.
Because.
That, you know,
I think because the Japanese, they have like a certain culture about them, right? And,
Right.
And they're more.
Achieving it, driven.
Yeah.
Yes.
And-
Yes.
And don't
yes.
get me wrong, you know, with Mr. Vegas, the opportunity taught me a lot.
Right.
You know, managing Vegas for that period of time put me in a situation that I had to learn, and I had to learn fast. And Vegas at the time believed in my abilities so much, it was kind of like, yo, here, deal with this. Everything was just like, yo, figure it out. You know, I learned a lot, and I'm thankful for that. You know what I
Right.
mean? Because before that, I was just manager of a sound system.
Right.
And nobody rates the man that manages the sound, because after all, you know, sound systems are supposed to be the lowest on the totem pole, right?
Right.
So, you know, I was traveling before the Vegas situation because at the time that Crown bust was a great time in music. We got to go all over the place.
Right.
So a lot of those
Artist.
places I revisited with Vegas.
Right.
But again, it was a different understanding, a different approach, a different discipline, because you're on the road with dancers, you're on the road with band members, you're on the road with backup singers.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's you're rolling 14, 13, 15 people deep.
Mm-hmm.
Total different setup. You know, you got band rehearsal and you got sound check and all of these crazy stuff. And Vegas was really, really heavy dancehall.
Mm-hmm.
So at the time that I had him was the glory days. It was Raging Bull, Hot Walk, Take Away Yourself.
Right.
You know, those. He was on the
pinnacle of
road,
that.
like we were on the road doing it,
Right.
in a dancehall vibe. And then, later on, I was able to, start a whole camp. A lot of people don't know this part of the whole Chin story.
Right.
Got a camp going, and the camp eventually became Vegas the lead. Then I went and got Sprague Benz,
Okay.
right? Then I went and got Lexus.
Okay.
Then I went and got Timberly because Timberly had the hot gal, sweet like a honey. We all started touring together as like a crew. The whole vibe at the time was Gully Gaza. This was the early stages of Gully Gaza, of
Right.
course. And for a lot of the shows back in that time, you would see a Vegas. Then all of a sudden, you'll hear Sprague in the background, hey, hey, hey. And then he runs on, you know what I mean? And then Vegas might start doing Taxi Fare, right? And then Lexus runs out and it was just, and then, Lexus got
a
his
show.
walk up in that video, got a cute gal, you know what I mean?
yeah.
And then Timberly would walk out, hot gal, and it was a show. It was a production.
Nice.
Yes.
It would work, you know what I
Yes,
mean? And
yes.
it worked for a nice little vibe. It was a good vibe. These were the good days of the music.
Good days.
And you know what happened? What just happened?
What?
He just took sound culture and played it on stage.
That's what I did.
That's basically what he did.
I'm glad that you saw that. That's basically
exactly
what I did.
Yeah.
He was the DJ,
Yeah.
just like that.
That's basically what we did. I took the experience and again, big up to Mr. Vegas. I'm not taking nothing because Vegas is super duper talented.
Right.
And being on the road, of course in the end we had our differences, but being on the road you learned so much. I'm saying this just to, again, I know a lot of you may have your own reservations about Mr. Vegas, right? Because of this new persona that he took on.
Right.
But he put in work.
Right? But I can tell you this. There was a time when it was a problem for the artists then when Vegas came to the show.
Right.
Because we turned the situation into a show, like you said.
Right.
So, and my thing was always that, if we gonna run the dance hall or be then we gotta be performing at the level of everybody who gets that title as top dancehall performers.
Right.
So we gotta be big like Beanie. We gotta be entertaining like Beanie.
Right.
We gotta be crazy like Elephant Man.
Right.
Everything just gotta be sick.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we worked at it. We did like 3 years, something like that, or 2.5 years. And at that time I was stationed in Yard,
Right.
so it was good. We did band practice like every Thursday, whether we had a show or not.
not.
Right?
Right.
So everybody would come and they would rehearse. Everybody that was on the crew. So Timberly would show up, this person show up, that person show up, and we rehearse. So we had everything on point. Vegas had backup singers. We had dancers, like 3 or 4 dancers, and it was just what it was. And we compromised where we needed to compromise because we wanted this show to get out there. So it was like, yo, you don't know, say, a small show and we only have 8 tickets, but we need 14 people to fly.
Right.
I'm just speaking hypothetically. So we would then say, you know what? Give us less money and buy these extra 14,
Tickets.
6 tickets or 5 tickets.
Right.
Because we knew that if we got on that stage with the artist them that was on that stage, and when we bring it to them, there's gonna be other promoters that's gonna say, all right, cool. And those promoters now we could be like 14 people.
Right.
Top dollar. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's what it was. 718-554-8598. So something else that you guys didn't know about me. You know what I mean? I know people Chin used to be around Vegas then, but to what capacity? It was a big capacity at the time. You know what I mean? And we made it work.
You know how I made the connection when I heard I Am Blessed and then I heard when him say Irish and Chin. I was like, oh.
Yeah, that's where it comes from. That's exactly where it comes from. Unfortunately, though, the Chin and Vegas fallout came right at I Am Blessed.
Really?
So I never toured I Am Blessed.
Okay.
Never toured it at all. And the I Am Blessed song was voiced maybe like a year before it came out. That song dropped now and basically gave Vegas strength and you know,
You validity.
and we just basically, you know, but we did everything. We did
Right.
Africa, we did Japan, we
Right.
did, you know what I mean? And then funny enough, after I finished with the dancehall on that high level, and again, enough respect for Vegas. Because I wasn't managing Bounty or Beanie or any one of those artists that people look at as the dancehall artists of that time.
Right.
But Vegas gave me just as much experience and exposure.
Right.
Because we were on the road with them.
Right.
And trust me, you would have to be a promoter in Europe or in Africa to really admit this, because the artists them wouldn't admit it.
Right.
When most of the time when Vegas finished performing, it was kind of like we could just drop the mic.
And to say,
Right? I remember it was a big show in Germany, and Vegas had got this repetition for moshing up the stage shows, right? And everybody started talking about it in Jamaica. But the artists them start talking about themselves after they got the Vegas experience, you know what I mean?
Right.
And then what ended up happening was I saw the artists them that was on the show, and this is when I knew that we reached.
Right.
I saw the artists them on the show standing side stage when they said, "Welcome on stage, Mr. Vegas," and Vegas walks out. And from Vegas walk out, that the place just a tear down. And the artist is just standing there watching the performance, right?
Right.
I remember, and he may never admit it, I remember performing on a show with Beanie, and Beanie coming back to our tent and just peer daps like, "Yo, una go hard, una go hard, una go hard." And to me, that meant everything, because Beanie's the greatest dancehall performer.
Right.
Yeah.
He's the king
You
of
know
the
what I mean?
dancehall.
So
Yeah.
it was,
Right.
it's one of those things. But I got my name in the song, and it's cool, you know? You know, life goes on. 718-554-8598 is that number in studio.
Immortal.
Yeah.
So I think that's
You got
what
that
should go in
stamp.
front of Chin, right? The immortal Chin.
I think the reason why I'm so opinionated and people have me as this big mouth is because I've experienced so much corners of the music
Right.
that I can talk about it. Because
Right.
I'm not
That's right.
talking about it because somebody told me.
you.
Right.
I'm talking
Firsthand.
about it because, yo, this is what it is.
Right.
I was able to have a system in preparation with Vegas to go to Europe, because guess what? Before he started going back to Europe, I was there with Mighty Crown.
Right. Right.
So it's
right.
like, yo, Vegas, they gonna go for this, that, da, 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 da.
Right.
When we went on the first run, we did a US run. Hot walking, all of these songs are the biggest thing. And I'm trying to figure out how the management thing goes, bro. And Vegas had his own team. So I just came in to manage his team. And we went to a club. Never forget this, in Jacksonville. MC was an American guy, Club Ramaruski. And he cracked a joke, you know what
A
I'm saying?
head's
Bo.
low.
Yeah, a head's
Low.
not, that head's high, a head's low.
Low.
Like maybe like, yo, shout to all my dudes that go low or whatever.
Right,
But
right,
I'm just
right,
being
right.
in cursive.
Yeah,
Well, you know,
yeah,
he
yeah.
basically said it, you know.
Yeah.
You know, the place, the place, because it was Americans and stuff, like, yo, bop, 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 bop.
Right,
And he's,
right.
"Welcome on stage, Mr. Vegas." Right? So the way Vegas had the thing set up, it was the selector goes on stage first and
Yes.
you know, warms up the crowd for maybe 5 or 10 minutes,
Right.
10, 15 minutes, and then Vegas comes out.
Right.
So the selector was from Jamaica, and they're like, "Welcome on stage, Mr. Vegas. Welcome on stage, Mr. Vegas. Welcome on stage." So I'm like, "Yo, what the hell is going on here?" Yo, man, I go up on the stage with the boy with suck, you know. I saw the thing set, you know. That boy that can't stay up there and call me, you know. Nah, I go up there, you know, cause me not share no mic with no man. And I'm like, yo, this is crazy. The MC from Jamaica was like, yo, I'm not chatting on that mic.
Right.
So he gets out there, and homeboy is on the mic, and he's playing songs. He's supposed to be warming up the crowd for Mr. Vegas, right? And all you hear is, "Dash out your the Jamaica stuff.
Yeah.
Right? And all of these American people is like looking at him like, what's going on here? And then he's like, you know, wheeling up. Then he start playing again. the stuff that works in Jamaica.
Right,
Because
right.
remember, this would be the time when people were jumping
On the
and
speaker.
people were in the trees,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
and all kind of crazy stuff.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it was madman time in the
Dagger
dancehall
time.
space. Yeah, dagger time.
Dagger in,
Right?
yeah.
Dagger in.
And this
Yeah.
man was just yelling, and everybody's looking at this man like, yo,
Where's Vegas?
Where Vegas at? Of course, Vegas comes out and tears the club down.
Right.
And then on the way home, I'm like, yo, Vegas.
You got to know your crowd.
Yeah.
So
You know
I'm
what
saying,
I'm saying?
I'm saying all of that to say, people, like, yo, it's a long road.
Turn down that Jamaicanism
and when it
stuff.
comes, yeah, you got sometimes some
Turn that
artists is
down.
good,
Yeah.
Right.
but some artists is not.